I gotta admit, I'm really disappointed. It's Kristen, and today we are talking about the new film, Freaky. Led by Vince Vaughn and Kathryn Newton, the story follows a mystical ancient dagger that causes a notorious serial killer to magically switch bodies with a 17-year-old girl.
I woke up in the killer's body.
Consider subscribing if you like this one, and drop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts on Freaky. Have you been really anticipating this one? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I can't wait to hear your thoughts. I have to say, I was so excited to watch Freaky. I know, like, most people's first thoughts is like, ooh, it's like Freaky Friday, but for me, I was like, it's like The Hot Chick with Rob Schneider and Rachel McAdams, and I loved that movie. And I definitely did get some vibes of that in this project. You're also getting to see this sort of interesting body swap in the slasher genre. And if anyone missed it, we talked about Final Girls and sort of the slasher genre in a recent episode of my video podcast, Pop Culture Planet, so I will leave a link to that if you want to check it out. But you know, a lot of those stories are this serial killer kind of guy who's going after a girl. She ends up being the final girl. And I thought what was going to be really interesting about this was that they were switching that genre on its head, and we see this girl who is going to be this serial killer and the guy who is this final girl. But overall, I have to admit, I was disappointed, and I'm like sad to say that because I know so many people have been enjoying this project, but I just felt like it didn't work for me. The opening sequence, which I feel like is something that we've seen in a lot of movies, kind of like Scream, you know, we get to see the killer kill people that are like not necessarily important to the story just to kind of like set the stage, and I honestly thought that whole sequence just like was way too long, and then the whole story of like this magical dagger that makes them switch places to me just felt like it was missing more depth, more world building around it. Like it didn't fully make sense. And then the fact that you have these two characters who have no connection to each other at all switching places, you know, I think that that can be a really hard kind of thing to tackle because, you know, they don't have any connection. It's not like Freaky Friday where it's a mother and a daughter and they have to see each other's sides. And I think surprisingly they do a good job with that in The Hot Chick, but I don't really think that it worked in this project. I also didn't think that the performances were very strong, you know. I felt like Vince Vaughn was kind of playing like a stereotypical version of what a girl would be like, in a way. Like, he was doing a little higher voice. And Kathryn Newton, I was expecting so much more. I just felt like her character as this serial killer didn't really add anything. Yeah, she had these like crazy kills, but I was expecting more of like a personality. I was hoping Kathryn Newton as this slasher would have like some really good lines or just like bring this different type of character to light. I just felt like she was very stone-faced and kind of giving like a one-note performance. And I felt like I kind of got that one-note performance with Vince Vaughn as well. You know, there wasn't a lot of dimension and levels to what they were doing, which I think was a missed opportunity. Additionally, you know, the director of this also directed Happy Death Day and the sequel, and I thought that he did an incredible job with those and actually, you know, made some really interesting commentary on that kind of slasher genre and really flipped it on its head. Whereas with this project, I just didn't really feel like we were getting anything new and interesting, and it felt kind of bland to me. There are some little moments that we get to see, like some different things. Our main character's best friends, who are a bigger part of this project, are a gay man and a black woman, and typically in a slasher type of story, these would be the first characters killed off, so it was good to see like the opposite of that. Also, I thought it took way too long to even get to sort of the main point of, you know, Vince Vaughn appearing as this girl and trying to tell her friends what was going on. It was like halfway through the movie by the time we got to that moment. I just felt like the movie was too slow. I didn't think it was funny, and I didn't think that it let our actors really do anything super exciting and different. There were definitely some gross kills and some gross slasher moments, but otherwise I didn't think that this really brought anything new and exciting to the table, which was disappointing to me because I really was so excited to see something different, something refreshing, and that was just my perspective. Maybe you'll watch this and you'll feel differently, but I have to say, like, by the end of this film, I kind of wish that I had gotten my, like, 2 hours back. I feel like some of it was the script, some of it was the pacing, that I just don't think our actors got to do as much as I had hoped that they would. By the end, we do get to see a change in Kathryn Newton's character, and we do get to see her have this kind of, like, survival final girl moment, but I just don't think this is gonna be, like, a classic to me that I would go back and watch again. And if you were to, like, be like, Kristen, do you recommend Freaky or The Hot Chick? I would say watch The Hot Chick 100%, and I honestly just didn't really like this one. Check out more of my movie reviews right over here, and I will catch you in my next video. See ya!